Wonder what the first question is going to be.
Ryan, how is a player of McInerney's ability, the leading scorer in the league, how is he left open at a crucial time like that?
Well, I think you're a very good player. He finds holes. That's what good players do. He just drifted into an area, and if the ball went a yard either side of him, it would have gone away and probably would have won the game. But can't fault the guys there. There's 3 or 4 of them went to win the ball, and then didn't probably really get a clean header on it, and then 4 or 5 to charge it down. And if you block it, we're saying how courageous defending, but unfortunately just went through the traffic. But in all honesty, I'm not really going to talk about that, because for 55 minutes, really for the whole game, to tell you the truth, there's only one team in it for the first 35, and then when we were down to 10 men after their keeper pushed and shoved and virtually assaulted one of our players, but for some reason he only gets a yellow. We get a sending off. It's a very soft sending off, ridiculously soft sending off, and we still looked really good. I was really proud of the guys, the work ethic they put in, determination. We still looked good when we had the ball. Can't fault the players. They were absolutely fantastic.
Can't fault the players?
No, not at all.
But again, it's conceding these late goals, and I understand that the performance was solid, especially when they were man down. But if you can't convert those into points, into victories, then what's the point?
What happened last year when Philadelphia played?
Which game?
This one was it 6-2?
2 years ago.
2 years ago was it 6-2? Yeah. And 10 men for 55 minutes. And you want me to have a go at the players? Gee whiz! They were panicking the last 10 minutes. They're bombing balls into the thing. It happens.
It seems like everybody knows now that Toronto conceded goals in the last 5 minutes. That happened today. Philadelphia didn't do anything in the first 85 minutes. 5 minutes, they start to pressure and they score a goal. Like everybody knows now.
So for 85 minutes, when we were down 11 versus 10, your question is that when they threw numbers up and we're going to have uneven numbers in the box, I don't really understand the question, but it happens. It's fell to them, and I'm not going to insult the players or anything like that. They worked really hard. They're gutted. They're absolutely gutted in there. But they worked their backsides off, and again, we probably had, of course, with 11 v 11, it was not a problem.
Ryan, I know you have to be careful with how you talk about officiating, but you said that was a soft sending off last week. You said that your team probably should have got a penalty that perhaps Landon Donovan might have got. Your crew seemed to think that you deserved a penalty in the first half, and the club has complained about inexperienced officials refereeing your game. What do you see when you put all that picture together?
Yeah, it's you're right. I mean, it's obviously the emotions can take over, and I'm obviously biased, but it's extremely soft sending off. I mean, their goalkeepers pushed and shoved one of our players and started the whole thing, assaulted. It's a sending off. If you're going to give letters to the law like he has for the 2 yellow cards that Daniil got, well, the letter of the law is Emma McMath gets sent off. So, but inexperienced referees, they do that. It's just like inexperienced players make mistakes. We always seem to get the inexperienced referees, and I mean that's life. Somebody's going to have them, but they keep making inexperienced decisions, and we seem to be on the end of them. Again, I can't really say any more, but what I can say after the very, very soft decision is, we had 10 men that worked their backsides off, and shape was really good. Everything was really good. It was a great goal, and I'm not going to fault the players. They're gutted. They're devastated in there. Absolutely devastated.
And you introduced Koevermans. What was your thinking there? Obviously, he wanted to get on the field. You wanted to put him on the field. Was Was there any thought to being a bit more defensive?
No, to tell you the truth, that was a defensive move, bringing an arm, because, in that the guys were tired and they were playing balls up and they were coming back pretty easy. And so I needed a big presence up there just to make, potentially they're heading it out or can hold it up or just give us a bit of time. And I couldn't bring them on any earlier because obviously with one up front, it's a very hard shift, and obviously that's not really Danny's strength. So unfortunately, Jeremy had to kind of get sacrificed, but he made his mark on that goal with a great run and great ball. And then, I just wanted Coos to just kind of get there and just hold it up, and big, strong guy that he is.
Brian, you mentioned the inevitability of teams coming back when you're leading by a goal and crowding you with numbers towards the end of the game. Do you think, because we've seen this pattern happen so often, and we've also seen torontofc make a lot of clearances, a lot of balls into touch, giving up possession but trying to get the ball out of there as much as possible, is that something you can tactically prepare for now, so that we've seen this pattern happen so often?
I mean, you don't really tactically work on when you're down to 10 men. I know that there has been. You guys are disappointed. I know. Imagine if you guys are disappointed. Imagine what these players feel and what I feel. They're absolutely devastated. They're gutted. We could have an extra 4 or 5 wins, and it's a whole different ball game. We know that. We're absolutely gutted. I mean, tactically, can you work on, guys being defending for, man down for 60 minutes and then you shove, balls in the box with extra men? No, you don't really obviously work on tactics like that. But we do address it. We work harder, and as I said, if we had 11 men, the way the guys were playing, I think that game would not have been 1-0. I think it would have been 2 or 3. It would have been very comfortable.
So just want to be clear, you don't think Daniil was at all culpable?
Well, of course, they're foul. The referee's seen it, and he's right in front of it, and he's given to them. So, of course, what my kind of annoyance of it is, then if you go to the letter of the law, then every single push that they do, which they did quite a few times, has to be given a yellow card. McMath actually, he'd more than pushed him, actually shoved them. So isn't that, by the letter of the law, a sending off offence? So if you're going to be, for me, no, I wouldn't say it's a sending off. I don't like guys getting sending off. But if you're going to send my players off and be so strict and not have the common sense to say to Daniil on that second yellow card, geez, come on, you're really on thin ice there. Just next time I'll give you one, which the good referees do, and I've been at this, the good referees do. They say, come on, be careful here. But he went to the letter of the law, as the inexperienced ones do, and he sent him off.
I understand what you're saying, but he was on a yellow card, so shouldn't have Daniil show greater maturity in his decision making?
He just went for the ball and he missed it. So again, if McMath goes and shoves him, shouldn't he have not shoved the guy, not pushed him pretty violently? As I said, when you start nitpicking, let's nitpick everything then. But if you use common sense, you don't send McMath off. Of course you don't, because I don't think you do. And you don't send Daniil off.
Ryan, taking a look at a kind of more bigger picture, regardless of all these late game collapses, this is a team that's still theoretically in the playoffs, and it's also a team that's not in last place in the East. As we approach the second half of the season, what are some of your expectations moving forward?
Well, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that, in every single game we're extremely competitive. Younger players are maturing, they're getting better. This team will only get better, and every game, whether we're in first place or last place, we always look as a progression moving forward. And when I first got this, took over Toronto, it was a huge challenge. But it's days like this when you see the potential and see the work ethic, you see the moving forward. That every single game look forward now, I know we'll only get better and better. And again, if we thank God we're in the East, but obviously we have to win every single game. And that's what we try and do.
Do you not kind of feel like you're trapped in an episode of The Twilight Zone, though, the way things have been doing for the team this season?
And sometimes I wish I was in the Twilight Zone around that time. Of course. That's where we are, and as I said, this isn't going to last. It's not, and And when guys mature and as you say, maybe keep the possession or learn the game a wee bit better and experience these things, it will go in the past. Like, I mean, I've experienced it myself. Like.
Sorry to cut you off. Yeah. It just seems to be a slow learning curve because we've heard this from you a couple times now this season, and the team is repeating the same mistakes. You're repeating the same. You know, we've got to learn from this. At what point does the team show that it can learn from these mistakes and actually close out a game?
When they close out a game. So.
Right, but when is that going to happen?
Well, hopefully next week. I mean, I'm going on a conversation where we've been playing with 10 men. We're 1-0 up in the 90th minute. When last time Philadelphia came to Toronto, it was 6-2, 11v11. So, you know, when we're moving forward, I mean, to tell you the truth, I'd love to have these questions that are killing you that we're conceding and to not win games than having conceding 6 goals in our home turf or not being competitive. But every single game we've been competitive. And now that's a step from last year, and there is going to be another step forward, which means we will see out games and we will win. And I know I've said this, but it will happen.
What are your thoughts on Jonathan Osorio's performance?
Oh, he's fantastic, wasn't he? It was a fantastic performance. You know, it was a lovely goal, really well taken goal. Again, he's maturing so quickly as well, and it's really good for, you know, obviously Canadian football and the Canadian national team. And you've got a player who can, who at such a young age with such little experience, can show the maturity he does and his performance, the confidence. He has a little swagger about him, and he's one of the nicest guys, one of the most hardest working guys in the team. So and it's really nice to see a young man mature like that, especially for Canada. It's really exciting.
And the midfield possession was quite good, especially before the sending off. You know, is that what you were looking for when you brought in Convey and Jonathan?
Yeah, of course. You know, as I said, that first 30 minutes, it was a bit of one-way traffic, and unfortunately, we probably didn't get, you know, one goal. We didn't get the opportunity to score that we should have. If we'd got that, you know, that would have obviously helped. But you know, when we are dominating teams, we have to find ways to obviously to score and to finish them off and not let it come back to bite us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.